y'all? What's up? Random TV Reviews. Your girl Nessa.
Your boy standing live.
He flaked out on y'all tonight, but he did a wonderful job last week, and he said he ain't doing it this week.
Nah, I'm gonna let my ratings stay high first before I try it again. I might come back and try it again next week.
All right. Review off the top. They could have saved all of this until like the last 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
For real, for real. But what I will say is, I appreciate the little Ford commercials and everything, but where is Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, we need the Lincoln commercial back. Cause that car is off the chain.
This goes hand in hand with Empire. But anyway.
Matter of fact,
Cupid
Lincoln
kills.
need to go ahead and give us one of them cars.
Man, I'll take all my calls and just have convenient incidents.
Yes, indeed.
So, Cupid kills. We start off where we see Lucius and Andre rolling around in the hood, and I'm like, ain't nobody paying this
nice car.
No matter.
Nice.
Well, long story short, Shine wanted them to come over to his side of the woods because, you know, they trying to finesse and finagle their way up to get Nessa to sign this contract.
Trying to make an impression saying we coming over to the hood to get him to sign a contract.
So Andre is standing outside and he could hear Nessa singing, and he was like, is that her? He said, oh yeah, you know, you wasn't able to hear her when she was over there doing her performance. See that right there? She's gonna give you an experience that only a black woman could.
Yeah, that's that black soul.
I said, I said, all right. But before they could even get inside of this warehouse looking place, wherever they were, the cop rolls by, takes his siren and beeps it at Andre.
You know what it remind me of? You remember Boys in the Hood?
Yep.
Every time they was hanging out on the curves and where the cops come by.
So, Andre looked like he was about to do something. Lucius said, hey, you in the system, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Pipe down. Pipe down. So, soon as they get into the place, Andre and Nessa locks eyes. And I said, this is about to be something special.
Yep. I said, I see the connection.
I said,
What was that movie we was watching? Say, you got the eye, I'm gonna hit it, look in your eyes.
You got the eye hit it look.
I got the eye, you got the eye hit it, look. I'm gonna hit it, look in your eyes.
That there gonna Shine. See, Shine full of games. He got every last one of the competitions right there in the same room.
Yep.
So now it's a bidding war of who's gonna get Nessa to the highest bidder. Bidder one, bidder two, sold to
Can I get $1 million there?
Look.
Can I get $2 million there? $3 million there?
Sold to the man with the braids in his hair.
Yeah.
So basically that's what it is now. So then we see Lucius, when he get back to Empire, he going off on Becky because he was like, how in the hell did you let somebody like Nessa just slip through our fingers without a real contract or a deal?
Becky said, wait a minute. First of all, you ain't gonna call me out my name. You gonna put some respect on my name.
And she said, last time I checked, I don't have the authority to sign contracts. I asked for the position as A&R, and no one would give it to me. He said, you about 2 seconds from getting fired. I said, I have never heard Lucius talk back to Becky, but she gives it back to him.
So that's probably why he don't talk bad, because she give it back to him.
So now last result is Hakeem think that he can take his little pee-pee and get that and get that deal with Nessa. He was like, Dad, I'm going over there. You know, I'm going to handle it.
You told me going to be a man, so that's what I'm going to do.
You need to go see your child. That's what you need to go do.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
So he said, you know, going on over there and offer her this. Long story short, it's a $2.5 million deal.
Woo!
Even Hakeem said, what the hell?
So he ain't say this, but his look was like, I ain't even got a deal like that, and I'm in the family.
So here come Andre. Andre said, maybe we can work on this together. Because Andre was like, nah, you gonna need both of us to work on this.
Because you ain't gonna be able to do that by yourself as we getting ready to see.
And Andre already had that, I'm gonna hit it, look at his ass too. I said, here it come. So that guy doing Dre said, hey, before I leave up out of here, Pops, I got something to tell you. You know your son been going down there to visit Freida Gats in the joint, right? He said, no. Say, matter of fact,
he going down there today.
And I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead.
Yeah, go on push fast forward on that.
What had happened was Jamal ended up over at the jail with his counselor, coach, or whatever you want to call him, trying to talk his way through his PTSD and all that good stuff.
It sounded like he was pregnant.
What?
Like he was in the 3rd trimester where he hadn't breathed. He said, breathe.
What? Shut up. So, Freida finally comes out there. And Jamal was like, whoa. And I said, whoa.
Yeah.
I said, she come out there looking like Martin. Y'all remember when Martin got beat up that time?
She got her tail whooped.
She got whooped to the goddamn
Say all they need was smoke and come out there and say, you got knocked the F out, man.
So Jamal was like, who did this to you? She said, let's just say that you got some fans up in here. Fast forward. Jamal, some kind of way, had a conversation with Councilman Tay Diggs. Councilman Tay Diggs gave him the name of a lawyer because he said, look, I got to get my girl out of there because they're going to kill her in there. He went and got an emergency bail hearing. Basically, Jamal paid this doctor, well, psychiatrist, to write up all these false documents and false records about her having mental illness, so that when she goes for the bail hearing, they could say that she was popping pills, drinking, and top that all off with having mental health issues. She didn't know what she was doing. She had a instance of temporary insanity. So, and then Jamal said, on the behalf of Empire, we failed her. We took her out of the hood to give her the most good, and she
I'm
shot
sitting in the lap of luxury, so it ain't fair for her to be in this cold cell, and I'm in this luxury apartment.
So that's not
deluxe apartment in the sky.
So the judge was like, okay, we'll go ahead and set bail. So they went ahead and set bail, and Freida Gas is out. A little later on in the goddamn show, Lucius approached Jamal saying, you did a wonderful job of getting Freida Gas out of the joint. He said, He said, and Jamal was like, yeah. He said, I had to get out there. When I seen how she was being beat up, man, I had to do something. He said it was all part of the plan. I had that done to her.
He was like, what you talking about part of the plan?
He said, I had her beaten up, you know. Because I'm going to break it all the way down for y'all. When Dre told Lucius that Jamal was going over there to see Freida that day, goddamn Lucius, the devil, got Freida beat up so that Jamal could see it, and he know that his son has a soft spot for Freida that he was going to play right into his plan. Jamal got Freida out, but he really did it for goddamn Lucius. Because Lucius said, well, now that she's out, and, you know, thanks to you paying off that doctor for having a mental illness. Everything that I did to her father, when she goes to court, they ain't gonna believe nothing she say.
Ain't gonna believe nothing.
How does it feel to be your father?
Just like your father. I just knew that freaking Jamal was gonna take that glass he had in his hand with that orange juice in there and bust him upside the head. He should have.
My God.
Lucius is evil.
I said, I cannot do it with
He cool and evil at the same time. So you gotta love him and hate him at the same freaking time. But he clever though. He a genius. Master manipulator.
Yeah, he is. So Hakeem decided that he want to floss and finagle by getting Nessa. He had some kind of dinner and buffet or whatever.
Nasty looking pig with an apple in his mouth with Empire on the side. I was like,
the pig had a tattoo.
Where's the filet mignon, the steaks, you know,
all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Well, he was flossing, but they were streaming live on Empire Stream. And he was like, yeah, you know, this is how Empire does it. This is how we treat our people. If you sign with us, you know, we can go ahead and do this. And Sean said, well, if the deal is good enough, we can sign it
right now. I'll sign it tonight.
Hakeem said, well, I don't have no contracts on me. He said, well, go ahead and write it on a napkin. It'll be good until we get the real contract. So they got going stupid Hakeem. Gonna write the figure down. I thought he was gonna write Mickey Mouse or something.
Yeah.
Donald Duck, like my dear would say. He writes down the real figure, balls it up, puts it in Sean's hand. Sean unwraps it. Him and Nessa was like,
that's a nice offer right there.
He takes it and says,
all the other companies, I ain't taking no less than 2.5 mil. There you have it.
I said, Lucius gonna kill that guy.
Dropped the mic and left the room. I said, he done screwed that goddamn deal up.
Well, then we see Councilman Tay Diggs. He had invited Cookie out to this, what we thought was a date. Because Portia got all her information all messed up. she got the name of the place wrong. So Cookie thought she was going to kind of like a down-home southern kind of place. That she was just going to go and have dinner. She was trying to figure out what to wear. When she had that black jumpsuit on, that's what she should have wore.
Yeah.
But she ended up wearing this goddamn Jezebel red dress.
Yep.
I don't believe in the Jezebel red, but in this instance, I'm going to call it the Jezebel red dress. Because when she pulled up to the spot, come to find out she had a goddamn
charity event.
An opera charity event.
Yeah, where they in tuxedos and freaking long freaking ball gowns, and she in that skin tight dress.
Looking like
a sore stop, boy. Yeah.
So soon as she come in there, two sisters. See, this would piss me off right off the gate.
Bougie.
Really, nobody else was really paying her no mind. You know, they kind of looked and went, did their own thing. Two sisters. Oh gosh.
Up in there, player hating.
What do you vacation? What do you do in your summers? Cookie said, "Oh, the federal penitentiary."
I visit there, yeah. Cause freaking Councilman tried to say, you know, she run her family business, multi-million-dollar family business over the summer. She was like, bullshit. I go to the prison.
Cookie. So they ended up sitting down, and this woman was singing opera. Cookie was like, "What the hell's going on? What is she singing about?" He said, "Well, she was singing about being torn in between two men." So
I didn't hear that.
Me either. Well,
I
when she was saying, it was hitting Cookie down in her soul.
She said, "Oh," said, "Did you just have an orgasm?" Ooh.
And then as she finished, she was, yeah. It's like you don't do that.
Say this ain't a concert. This ain't church. You can't give her.
So then she ended up going to the bathroom out of embarrassment, and she's sitting in the stall, probably trying to figure out how am I gonna get my way up out of here. Well, when she's in the bathroom, it reminded me of it was a movie, I can't think of the name of it, where the Blue Crush. Remember Blue Crush? When the girl was dating the athlete, but she was from the other part of the tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And the hippie girls and the it girls was like, I don't know what he wants with her. Oh, she's just a charity case. And when he's done with her, he's going to throw her away. So this is basically what they were doing to Cookie. It was like, what is he doing with this hood rat? And what he going to... I hope he hurry up and go ahead and dish her. That's a bad look. So Cookie comes out the stall.
Cookie come out there. Whoop that trick. Get him.
She said, this hood rat will whoop yo ass.
No, she put it like this. She said, let me tell you what foundation I'm part of. The Whoop Yo A Foundation. So by the time I finish with you, you gonna wish that I didn't whoop your ass.
And then she said,
they jump.
She said, I just sprinkled a little water on you. I said, go ahead, baptize him. So after Cookie had went to this and had the lady sing opera, all that good stuff, she got inspiration because they need this song out of Tiana. Tiana said, look, I'm not going
I ain't clapping back.
I'm not getting in the middle of these two
I ain't about that life.
Well, Cookie had inspiration from that goddamn opera, and she said, I know the perfect thing. And when Cookie went ahead and flipped that script, she had the same goddamn lady come on through. She sung the introduction to the song, and goddamn Tiana did her thing on the song.
That joint was tight.
Councilman, he's sitting there, he enjoying it. After it was all said and done, this is streaming live now. After it's all said and done, all of a sudden we hear, illusion.
Goddamn illusions. But you know, they say, y'all, that opera supposed to make you smart, make you more intelligent. That's why they say that rich people go to opera, that Beethoven type of stuff, and the violins, they say that kind of stuff makes you smart. I don't know how true it is. Maybe I need to try it. Maybe I might become more smart.
I don't know. I don't really care.
It don't even matter for this.
When you hit this age of almost 40, it doesn't even matter. What you got is what you got.
Yeah.
So, of course, Lucius feels some kind of way because he see competition in the room. He pretty much tells old boy, me and her always find a way
back together.
I said, if you and your S curl and that flip up jerry curl do not stop it, stop it. I said, he wore his hair just like my granddad used to wear his hair. My granddad used to take that black gel and slick it down and then slick it back. I said, granddad, please stop.
But your granddad didn't have no hair up there though.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
They hold on to it. They try to just let it go. You ought to let it go.
So, he goes into the explanation of how Cookie got her name and all this good stuff. Basically, Lucius told old boy, we beat the hell out of her old boyfriend. And made him disappear. But for some goddamn reason, I might be wrong, I still think that Councilman Tay Diggs, he just might be that boy.
I think he is. I really do think he is.
I said, he dogged just like he was.
Same mentality and everything.
I don't know. But then we'll see Andre, he goes behind the scenes with Nessa and was doing business talk with her. She pretty much is running the business. They got chicks in the back. They got the money counters going, all kinds of stuff. Andre said, look, me and you got something in common. We good with math. We're real smart and all of this. And Nessa said, you ain't too smart because you ain't took what's yours. Andre told her, said, look, if I had the talent that
you had,
Empire would be
mine.
So he said, are you going to take what's yours? So now she got to thinking. I said, I love Andre, but don't you let Andre get your tail whooped by Shine again.
That's the first thing I thought about too.
So we see that goddamn Andre comes back to Empire with a goddamn contract in his hand.
Signed by Nessa.
And Shine right behind him. You son of a bee. That ain't got my signature on it.
And that joker hit Andre.
Bow!
Andre said, I got this, Pop. He took that suit coat off. Whooped that tail.
And the only way that Shine could get back at him, he had to pull a gun. So that's the
that's how they do it.
Punk move. He pulls the gun out on him. Lucius was like, oh hell no, not in my establishment. He took the goddamn baseball bat. Boom!
What kind of bat? He said, was that an OJ Canseco bat? Yeah. Well, he paid $250,000 for the bat. He said, this $250,000 bat finally came in handy.
And put it right on back on the shelf. So, he told Shine, look, sign the contract. Shine spit on the contract. Blood and all. He said, okay. Okay.
He pulled a gun on him.
He said, so go ahead and sign the contract. Shine went ahead and signed the goddamn contract. Andre said, I ain't done yet. Boom! I said, stomp that. Whoop that trick. Get him, whoop that trick. So, what else happened? I'm done. I am so done because this next scene right here.
Yeah, this was the scene right here tonight. We kind of seen it coming. But when it happens, like, oh yeah.
Oh, before we get to that goddamn Jamal, he agreed that he was going to get help by the coach. Coach was over at the house, which I didn't understand the whole scene. Yeah. He couldn't play.
It was a pointless thing.
He get ready to pop some pills and drink some more brown liquor. Dude said, don't do that.
Shouldn't do that.
He spit it out. As soon as dude left, he went, put it back in his mouth and drank the liquor and started singing and dancing and doing what he do.
Yeah.
And then next thing we see Shine and his gang. They got the guns. They talking about anybody that... I'm done. Basically, he was like, look.
This is war.
They don't whoop my tail, so it's time to go blazing on them.
Yep.
Lucius and Andre. But then we see Nessa. Nessa's over there with Andre.
Yep.
She said, Shine doesn't know that I'm over here. And I said, well, are you over here to get to... Are you over here to warn him that your man or whoever he is, because 1 week he's your brother and 1 week he's your uncle, whoever he is, are you here to tell Andre that he's on his way with his boys to possibly kill you?
Or are you there for a hashtag nightcap?
Well, Nessa goes to put her hand up on Andre. And Andre, Andre said... Andre took her and put her on that goddamn desk and would get ready to do what he do. I should look at Andre with a little bunch. And I was like, hey Andre. So he get ready to do his thing, his thug thizzle with her. And all of a sudden he said,
I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Started thinking about Rhonda.
And she said, you know what? I'm sorry. I understand. You just lost your wife.
And then next thing you know it,
he said,
bing!
What you say? Rhonda said you can do it.
You can do it. Matter of fact, we can do it together.
I'll help you. And Rhonda with her dead self come behind him
and put her hand on. Say, wait a minute.
I said, what the hell is this?
I said, wait.
And then next thing we know,
the threesome went down.
Andre is getting it in with Nessa.
And what you call it? Rhonda rubbing him on his back. I said, well, technically he ain't cheating because she dead.
I said, that's how you have a threesome with your wife and your side chick.
Yeah.
Hashtag
hashtag dead threesome.
Dead threesome or dead a threesome. I said, you remember what you
remember that movie Ghost?
Yes. Yes.
No, I don't think it was called Ghost.
No, I know it was with Leon.
But Leon, yeah, when he was humping that ghost, he was humping his tail off.
That's that movie that they filmed down home.
Yeah, they filmed it in the hometown.
Stelly aunt did the cast members'
Spirit
hair.
Lost. Yeah, Spirit Lost. That's what it was.
Yeah, because your aunt did their hair.
Yeah, it was a low budget movie. Yeah, because they filmed down there in the different place. Yeah, that joker was getting it in.
Oh my God. So Andre got it in with Nessa.
See, the thing about it, Nessa don't even know that Rhonda is present.
Nobody knows.
She just knows it's him and her. But yeah.
So, I guess that's how you have a good legal threesome.
Yeah.
But y'all, that's it. Straight from the VA. We don't know.
I was gonna put out there that we not gonna do Queen Sugar tonight.
That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, you ready to say the same thing? Because we got some personal stuff we need to take care of real quick. But we promise you it will come out tomorrow night.
Yep.
And matter of fact, we may even start bringing that out on Thursday nights anyway.
Yeah, because it's trying to kill us.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that we deliver full energy. I'm not sure we've been giving y'all full energy on Queen Sugar being late. So it may be coming out on Thursdays from now on, but it will come out tomorrow.
All right, straight from the VA.
The Dirty South. 2 up, 2 down. Holla.